Welcome back. Today we are in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 14 today. It says, houses and riches are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. So, when parents die, usually all of their stuff goes to their kids, right? And so stuff goes to the kids get money, maybe get a house, and they go like, all right, my parents provided for me. And it is an honor for the parents to provide for their kids in such a way. If they have gathered up riches and houses and whatever in their life, when they die, for it to go to their kids seems like, man, I'm leaving them with something good, and that's a good thing. But a good wife is from the Lord. Parents don't do that. And Solomon wrote this in the time when they were choosing wives for their kids. Rehoboam's wife was probably chosen by Solomon himself. But the thing is, he realizes that comes from the Lord. If you've got a good wife, thank the Lord for it, because good wives are hard to find. And you only need one, but getting that one is not an easy task. Solomon didn't only have one. He had like 1,000 of them. And he realizes they weren't good. So if you have a good one, thank the Lord for your wife. And that's really it. So happy Mother's Day. It's not Mother's Day now, but maybe you're watching this next year on Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day. And guys, love your wives and thank the Lord for them. What verse am I on? Verse 15. Laziness casts one into a deep sleep. An idle person will suffer hunger. So if you're lazy, you're going to be hungry, because you're not going to work hard, and because you don't work hard, you don't earn the money, and because you don't earn the money, you can't buy the food. So don't be lazy. Work. And if you're just expecting the government to give you food, that's not going to last forever. That's only temporary while the government's trying to take control of stuff. If you look back at the Romans, when they were at the peak right before as they were falling, they had a huge welfare state where they had all these gladiator tournaments. They called them bread and circus, and so they would have all these people come to watch the fight, and then they would throw bread up into the stands to feed the people. The politicians would, and so the people were like, I love that guy, I'm voting for that guy, I'm going to support that guy because it gives me free bread. And that guy really wasn't into doing things. It was just easier to buy the people to get his power than to actually do the right thing. And I see the same thing happen in our government. As our welfare state gets bigger and bigger and people get paid to not work, then we're ruining ourselves as a country. We're ruining ourselves as a people. And nothing good will come from that. And if you don't suffer, your kids will suffer, your grandkids will suffer because of the decisions that we make. So make good decisions. Verse 16. He who keeps the commandment keeps his soul, but he who is careless of his ways will die. Do the right thing. Just do it. It'll make you live longer. Verse 17 says, he who has pity on the poor lends to the Lord, and he will pay back what he has given. If you give to people who are in need, the Lord sees that. The Lord stores up treasures in heaven for you, and he'll repay you in heaven. But if you try to keep everything to yourself and try to make it so that nobody else can have what you got, then that's not going to do you any good. You're just going to be paranoid and hard-pressed all the days of your life. Verse 18 says, chasing your son while there is hope, and do not set your heart on his destruction. When your kids are young, teach them the right thing. And that includes punishing them when they're bad, so that they learn that the bad stuff brings bad stuff. Because that's an important life lesson that so many parents don't teach their kids nowadays. But they need to know it. They need to know it. So while they're young, and while you can punish them in ways that will teach them to be good, do it, because it is so worth it. And you will be happier later, because your son or your daughter will be respectful. They will make good choices because you taught them so. And so I've heard it said that the reward for not killing your kids is having grandkids. And I add on to that, the reward for raising your kids right is not having to raise your grandkids, because so many grandparents have to raise their grandkids because their kids never learn how to do it. So God bless you and have a good day. See you next time.